So hitting the driver straight, definitely the most difficult thing to do. Oh, I've done it under pressure. I've done it under pressure. But have hope and do not despair, because hitting the driver straight is what this video is all about, and I invite you to walk with me into the promised land. So firstly, let's understand what happens at impact when this club meets the golf ball. Ultimately, the direction on the golf ball is determined by the angle on which this club enters the point of impact. Its direction of travel, so if it's left, if it's right, if it's up, if it's down, and of course, where that club face is pointing. It's no surprise that most golfers, when they struggle to hit the driver straight, suffer from a classic over-the-top movement. So the hands and the arms moving out towards the ball, moving left, something which leads to a slice. That movement as well also usually causes a descending angle of attack. The opposite of this for a right-hander is when the club moves a little bit too much inside like this, and a big old hookarooski comes through. In both cases, we need to find a way to get this club moving through impact on a little bit more of a neutral path. The hardest shot to hit in golf is the straight one. Like, even the very best players in the world, modern day professionals, don't hit the ball straight that often. Oh, come on, come on, kick left. However, if you can reduce the amount that the club travels from out to in or from in to out, if you can get the club moving a little bit straighter through the point of impact, then you're going to help to neutralize a lot of your bad ball flies. We are not looking for perfection. We are looking for consistency. And if your club is moving, say, 10 degrees in this direction from out to in, and you have to adapt the club face to match to try and curve the ball back to target, whether subconsciously or consciously, there's more factors at play. If we can simplify these numbers, we can simplify the swing, consistency should come through. Something else I would love people to consistently do is hit that subscribe button. Those balls have landed pretty much on top of each other. And simply for that, just hit the subscribe button. We're approaching 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Give us a follow. Hit the bell to be notified of new videos. So how can we achieve this? Firstly, I want to do a drill which involves the whole body. Because believe it or not, as this club starts to approach impact, this is the same with irons, we did a video recently on this as well, the amount of control that you have is going to be limited. The amount of manipulations that you can make at the point of impact when the club is moving at its fastest is going to be finite. So we need to get your body, your whole structure of your swing, in a position that can help you deliver the club more neutral and not just focus on what is happening at impact. So one reason that players do lose control of the club is because they start to lose the structure of their swing. By structure, I'm talking about posture. Now, if you were to get into your driver swing position, the ball position would be just inside your lead heel. You'd have a little bit of distance away from the ball. You'd be tilted over from the hips, and your right shoulder will be slightly lower than your left. Your swing center here is behind the golf ball. We want to be hitting up on a shot with the driver after all. What I've done here is I popped an alignment stick pretty much through the middle of my chest, middle of my biceps here. And I want to try and maintain my posture throughout the swing. So I'm going to get the lead side of this alignment stick pointing down after the golf ball. So what you can see here is that my shoulders have turned fully, my body has turned fully, but because I've got this alignment stick pointing down behind the golf ball, what I've also done is maintain my posture. I've not stood up and out. So the structure of my backswing has remained pretty solid. Now what I'm going to do is simply repeat the process. I'm going to turn my shoulders and my body and get the other end of the alignment stick pointing down just before the golf ball. And again, what you can see here is that I've not lost my posture and I maintain the structure of the swing. If you turn away and you lose the structure of your posture, it can cause so many issues. You can lift up and start to reverse pivot towards the target. The shoulders could become really flat and the club could whip away miles on the inside. All of these things are going to have to require body movements and corrections as you start to approach impact. If you can maintain the posture, and we can turn, and we can turn, the whole structure here can remain consistent and allow this club to move outwards towards the ball and start to be more neutral through impact. So repeat this process as much as possible with an alignment stick. You can do this in your house, you can do this at the range. If you are going to go to the range and practice this, I'd probably say like a 5-to-1 ratio. So 5 of those little practice motions, then get the driver and just try and repeat those same body positions when you actually hit. If you do that with a 5-to-1 ratio, you can spend an hour and probably hit about 25 balls and you'll be exhausted, because actually controlling your body in this manner is pretty difficult. Oh, I've hit it in exactly the same place. Ah. Car path 340 yards with a 15-year-old driver. So there's something that you'll notice about these shots that I'm hitting. They're actually flying pretty straight, but they're moving off to the right-hand side. Now, there's a couple of ways that I can change this. I can try and neutralize my path a little bit more. So rather than coming from the inside quite so much, try and move it a little bit straighter, or I can work on my club face alignment and try and strengthen that position, either to hit a draw or to try and straighten out the initial line. But here's how you can check where that club face is and actually incorporate it to the drill that we've just done. So we know we want the left shoulder pointing down to maintain posture, then the right shoulder to follow. How this interacts with the club face though is going to determine its position relative to target line. So what I mean by that is if you turn away, get the shoulder pointing down, and at this point, if the leading edge of the driver is matching spine angle, we know that it's going to be pretty square to target. As you turn through, if you can get the leading edge matching spine angle, right shoulder pointing down towards the ball, we know it's going to be pretty square to target line. So how about we practice that? So turn, shoulder down, turn, shoulder down, matching up that face. Here we go. Tightest hold in golf. Watch more videos.